Oh, hey. Okay, so we're into the install phase here. So, gonna figure out where to put this at. Now, I did mention about where I was gonna put the membranes at. So that's gonna be right here by the captain's seat. So you can see I just got some chairs in here and some cords. So I'm gonna pull all that out, and then that'll afford me to stick in the other one. So it shouldn't be a problem there. All right, so let's figure out where I can put this thing at. I do have the engine out, so that makes it a little easier to run around with. So let's take a look down below here. You know what? This thing's going to get a hell of a lot heavier. You know what? I don't think I'm going to put it down here. I'm going to put it in a place where I don't have to pick it up and move it around. Yep, I think I already decided. I am not going to haul this sucker up and down the stairs every time I want to do some water. So, outside the boat. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Plenty of space. Here's where I was thinking. Right here. So, yeah. So, that'll be nice. I'll have it kind of out of the way. It's not going to get away. Putting it here. Oops, sorry. Nothing there. I don't want to put it over there. That'll get tank. It won't get in the way of the backstay. And the pulley system for pulling up the dinghy, that won't get in the way. Yeah, I think that's going to be a good spot. So we'll, I think we'll mount it there. Have the Admiral make a cover kind of like this one. Put it on top of there, and yeah, just sit out here. That way, all I have to do is run a hookup for the high pressure. High pressure comes out, goes over into there, and the two other brine and the freshwater go out in the water tank, and one overboard. All right, I think that'll work. So, since this thing has some weight to it, probably about 40 pounds, I would think. I marked the holes already where I want to drill, and I'm going to drill a pretty big hole here. Yeah. And then I'm going to fiberglass it, because I think, if I remember correctly, the only thing that's under here is balsa wood, probably. Alright, here we go. Yep, right out of money. Alright. Okay, and let's do this one over here. I love cutting holes in the boat. Yeah. Okay, now one of the things I do want to do is I want to take the drill bit out that's guiding it, because I don't want to drill through a hole in the bottom until I take the ceiling out from down below. I'll pull the drill bit out. It's probably hot. So. Okay, that's out. Alright, so now I can finish drilling through here without drilling a hole through the bottom. At least that's the idea. There, I felt the give way. Alright. That should do it as far as getting through to the core here. Okay, well that was different. I forgot about this. They have honeycomb in some of this decking. Instead of balsa, there's actually a honeycomb plastic device. So yeah, okay, not what I was expecting, but that's all right. I'll probably go in and cut more of that honeycomb out with a blade, and so I can get more fiberglass into there when I start pouring fiberglass. This one has wood, which is kind of what I expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve out all this wood in here, get that out, and then I'll replace it with fiberglass, and that will give me a pretty good strong covering there, good strong base for it, because it's going to have some weight to it. So okay. Hey, it's a 40-year-old boat. I don't expect it to be dry everywhere. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to go in with my vibrating tool and clean that out. Alright, so we'll clean that out. We'll do some fiberglass in it, and when we get done with the fiberglass, we'll actually then drill a hole through here and through the bottom here for the bolts to actually sit in, and take the ceiling off a little bit so I can get the bolts in. Alright, so let's clean this up. We'll get some fiberglass in there, and then we'll come back and show you how we then actually mount this bad boy. Now, I'm also going to mount it so that bolts are going to go through here, but they'll stick up on the deck, so they'll stick up all the time even when the unit's not there, and I'll have a plastic turn knob that'll turn over it. So I'll have two knobs that'll turn, so if I ever need to remove it, just take the knobs off and pull the whole unit out. I'm good. So, alright, we'll be right back. Alright, welcome to the Parrot Cam again. Alright, so take off right here. This is the hose, and we are gonna be testing this today, so I'm gonna go ahead and toss it in the water. Now I do have it bolted down to the deck. I'm gonna go ahead and I gotta reach down inside here and grab the other one. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if anyone tries to steal this and say, how do I get the bolt on? Oh, great. I just spun that all the way around. Alright, let's get this up here. Alright, so there we go. So, you can see there's the bolts. I do need to probably sand that down, clean it up, make it look pretty. Alright, so one of the other fixes that I had to do to this unit was it didn't have a flow meter. So thanks to the yacht riggers, thank you, they got me the right flow meter, and I got extra clean water line. You can see there's the extra clean water. So basically, these older models, I guess, didn't really come with the flow meter. Alright, I got a spider web. Ah! So this is like 25 feet of new tubing, and I haven't cut it to size yet. So, and yeah. Alright, we'll be back in just a minute while I undo all this. Oh, Lord. Okay. They all have caps, so I ordered a cap kit too. So when you pickle it, keep it capped. So our fresh water is just going to go into this white bucket so I can test it. Okay, so you'll see that this actually came with a metal bracket and two rubber spots. And what I did was I took the original, you see the white line here, this is the original white output, and I hooked it onto here, and then I attached the other one to here and run it over there. Now the one thing I did do is I saw in some of the newer units they have a hole right about there. Well, mine didn't have a hole, so I went ahead and drilled a hole out, careful not to get down there and hit the line, and put I super glued this rubber mount to there. So, with a little lube. Now it fits in there, and I can see what's going on with it as far as the output, because you need to watch the flow depending on the kind of water you're in. Now, the kind of water I'm in right now is brackish water. It's kind of canal or creek water. There's oysters, there's jellyfish. And I'm sweating up a storm because its humidity's 98%. Yay! Like I said, this is mostly brackish water. It's got jellyfish roam around, oysters, and it's canal, so probably not the best in the world, but anyway. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure this is open all the way. Let's go open to decrease pressure. Because the pressure I don't want to go over, I want to keep it in the green, but I also don't want to go over the flow rate of 35 to 37. So 35 to 40, if you look on this meter, you've got gallons per hour, liters per hour. So I want to be right around 35 to 40 gallons per hour. I'm going to do this. Alright, so let's onto the other. Take that out for a minute. This is the brine or crap water that comes out. Again, I got a cap. Take that off. And I want to take that and spit that away from where I'm getting the good water from. So I'm going to stick it, run it back over here. Alright. And the other part I replaced is the high pressure water hose, which is right here. So, and right now I'm just setting it up on the back here, so it's connected. So you come over here, pull that back, plug it in, make sure it's latched, and there's your high pressure water hose. Alright, water coming in. It's going to come in, it's going to go through the impeller. It's going to come through this filter, which I've already put a filter in, down back here through the high pressure pump, and then out the high pressure line, through here and out the brine until I actually start increasing pressure. So, I'm going to take the water output, the real water output, and bring it over here so I can see it. How about that? Yeah. Alright, and I did bring important tool, TDS meter. So this will test the total dissolved solids in there. Alright, so I guess the first thing to do is get this bad boy started up. Okay, fuel's on. That switch right there is fuel on. Put it to choke. And that's it. Just start her up. Okay, maybe that was a bit too much. Should have not it choked. Okay. And over here, you can start to see, there goes the brine. Maybe you can't see, come over here, take a look. You see, so it's starting to pump out the water, the brine water. Running the see the water filter's got water in it. Let it warm up and taking the choke off. That's totally off now. It's running. Still got brine coming out over there. See, I've got zero pressure. this is brackish water, so they say it'll be lower pressure if you're doing brackish water. So now they do say taste the water. Well, let's find out. Not bad. Okay, CBS, see what that says. That's 244. So, well within limit. I mean, heck, Oriental water here is actually 500. So one of the things I want to do is I'm going to put the membranes here. So I got to clean out all this stuff that I've got in here. I mean, I'll put some of it back in, but some small chairs. Oh, I should probably take that out first. This is a whole cart. Chairs. Of course, a bunch of adapters that you never really need until you need them. Alright, so that should clear me up enough space. So I'll empty this mess out here. This is that vent stuff I keep under the mattresses. I also use it in other places that help with any drainage problems. Alright, go grab that heavy monster. You're probably going, oh, wait a minute, what? Ah, this thing's heavy. Okay. Oh my god, it fits perfectly in there. Yeah. Okay, so I plan on actually keeping it in here and using it in here. So to do that, let's try it out. What? Oh man, how'd that come off? Yeah, I guess I'll be fixing that rivet. Alright. I'll open it up. How much do I want to open it up? Okay. Now, I know that the one little issue I'm going to have with this is this has to be level most times when you're reading it. So eventually, even though I put it in there, if I want to read, I'm going to have to pick it up, hold it level. And I'm okay with that. Alright, so let's pull out all the fresh water, or product water as they call it. And that's going to feed into our water tank. Which is pretty much up there, which is, I'm sorry, you can't see it. Right there, there's our water tank. So, run this up here. Got two water tanks. Okay. And next is the brine water. Pull that up out. And that is going to go over the deck. Like so. Boy, that just reaches. I may have to look at extending that, maybe. Alright, then the my pressure hose. Once I get it untangled from everything. Go in the back here. Wow, measured that just right, didn't I? It just reaches. So, okay, so that just reaches, yay. Drawing hose can stay that way. Product hose. And we'll just put it down for good measure. Alright, so let's test it out from in here. And let's see how it works. So, yeah. Ugh. I'm not actually going to put this in the water tank. Just going to let it drop overboard. Alright, again, I got that's in the water, this hooked up. I got zero pressure over there, so let's start her up. Alright, as you can see, the brine's going. And right now I've got no product water coming out, which is what I expected as much. Put that over there. I'll have to go out that way. Alright. Increase the pressure. See the meter, so not too bad. You can actually hear the noise going through the membranes. I got water coming out. There's fresh water, so it's coming out. look at it, you can see it's right now between 35 and 40, which is where I want it to be, so that's good. Gotta hold it straight, can't hold it at an angle. Alright, so that's good. I'm gonna have to decrease the pressure and basically shut her off. And then we'll start the pickling process. Still shoving out brine water, so that's good. Alright, so shut that off. So for the pickling, some of the product water here. This is the sodium metabisulfate pickling solution. And they say to put it in approximately 2.3 to 2.5 gallons of water. So I went ahead and measured and created this little 5 tablespoons to pickle, add 5 tablespoons to 2.5 gallon product water. They say don't use tap water, don't use house water, use the product water that came out, because you don't want to put chlorine through the membranes. Alright, so 5 tablespoons. There we go. Alright, once you're done pickling it, then you want to put the caps on. Then you have caps. If you lost them, you can order them from Yacht Rigger. That's who I got mine from. So you can see this is the brine cap. It has a little indentation so that as you push it on, you give it a little push, it'll stick. Now the other thing is, if it's going to be out and sitting for a while, and they recommend actually doing this pretty much, a lot of cruisers recommend doing this, is that if you're going to let it sit for at least even for a while, or depending on the kind of crappy water you got, is to get a wrench to take this off with, because I put it on too tight. There we go. Holy crap. To basically empty this out, and you can see, you know, this is the brackish water, so it ain't the cleanest. So I'm actually going to let that sit out and dry. I'm going to go hose this down with house water and let that dry out, because you can reuse them, but you definitely want to clean them. I wouldn't do bleach unless you absolutely have to for some reason. Okay, I gotta remember how this goes on. Yeah, and then you push them up. They do have a cap here too, so but this is a sealed pipe, so it doesn't actually, if there's any water in here, it ain't gonna come out anyway, because this is a one-way valve. The valve only goes that way, so I don't see any reason to put the cap on, really, unless you really want to. But then I'd probably lose the strainer. Yeah. Okay. So let that dry out, and then we'll clean this and put that away. So, all right, now you can go to that whole subscribe bit. Click like and subscribe. If you have any questions, put them down. I'll be happy to answer them. I mean, I got most of my information from YouTube, so you can just go there and do the same thing. But if you have questions, hey, let me know. Shoot it at me, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Later, next time.